Alright, hello everybody, this is Mike Sikowski, and I just want to take this opportunity to share with you my lucky day, and the lucky day of my little friend here. He's coming home, and on the highway, this girl here is trying to cross during heavy traffic. Nearly got hit by a couple trucks. You know, I'm talking big tractor trailer trucks. So I managed to get across the street and rescue her, get her in my truck and bring her home so I could take a look at her, make sure she was okay. And she's got a few minor nicks and dents on her, but all in all she's in good health. What we have here is obviously a turtle. This is a common snapper. It's known as Chalendra serpentina. They get that name because of their snake-like neck. If she wanted to, she could reach that head here all the way back and get me right back here. She's pretty big, as you can see. They live to be about, in the wild, about 30, 35, maybe 40 years old. Record. She is considerably large. She is very, very full grown. I would probably put her around 25, 30 years. I mean, she's an old girl. She's about 20-some inches in size. She weighs about, my estimate from her size and weight, just picking her up, I haven't had an opportunity to weigh her. She weighs somewhere around, let's say 35, 40 pounds, which is pretty average for weight for a full grown. They've been found in captivity on the high end as much as 60 to 75 pounds, but that is extremely rare. Biggest known one in captivity is about 86 pounds. In captivity, they could live to be about 50 years. It's a real rare opportunity, and it's real exciting to see one this big. The most you'll ever see one this size on most occasions is her sticking that gigantic head up out of the water, or you might see one, swim past your boat while you're fishing. Again, her wild range, they range anywhere from Canada all the way down as far as Florida, Texas, across. They like to live in the shallow lakes, rivers, and streams. And she'll wade down into the water, shallow water, into the mud. She's an ambush predator, so she's just going to sit there. She's going to wait for something to come by, and she's going to shoot that massively long neck and powerful jaws out and swallow it whole. She'll eat anything she can swallow, which birds that get too close to the water's edge, or fish, snakes, any invertebrates, crayfish. She'll just about eat just about anything. It's a very, very powerful animal. As you can see me struggling just to keep her in one place. Very, very difficult to handle, and I just want to go and say what I'm doing. I do not recommend anybody attempting. If you see, a creature this large, leave it alone. Don't bother with it. Her strike radius is considerable. They can lunge forward with quite a great bit of force. Stretch your neck out, and she could hit something for about 3 feet away if she really wanted to. That beak-like jaw is strong enough to she could take, if I got too close, she could easily take all my fingers off with one snap. So that, you can imagine that's pretty powerful. Again, dangerous. Do not bother with it. If you see an animal in distress, this size, or even smaller, because even the smaller ones can be very, very dangerous. You see them in distress, I urge you to contact your local wildlife service. Don't try to handle it. Get somebody who's experienced in handling it. I've been handling reptiles for a very, very long time, and I'm very confident in my ability to control it. One of the common misconceptions of people who do handle snapping turtles and say the safest way to do it is grab them by the tail. This is absolutely incorrect. Don't ever pick up a turtle or tortoise by their tail. It seems like it's safe for you, but it's extremely very painful for them, and it's very, very dangerous. You can separate the vertebrae in their tail, and you can cause serious distress. The only safe way, as you'll see when I pick her up, is by her back legs. And now you can kind of get a measure of her size in comparison to me, and she is heavy. You know, she might even be 45 pounds. Holding the legs like that, the legs are very powerful. You're protecting yourself from the claws, and she is beyond her strike range. Her strike range, honestly, is anywhere within here. She could hit me. So, as you can see, she's pretty agitated. You know, she had a rough day, dodging cars, and then, you know, being transported back here. Put her in the dog kennel. We watered her down, tried to keep her cool. But you know, she's definitely stressed out at this point and agitated. Out of the water, these turtles are extremely belligerent. They're very nasty disposition. They will snap at anything that gets near them. Conversely, it's ironic, in the water, where they're the most powerful, because they are extremely powerful swimmers and extremely fast in the water, they're much more docile in the water. Very, very few cases of anybody being attacked by a snapping turtle in the water. You know, they'll just usually avoid you at all costs. If you bump one in the water, it'll just swim away. I would venture a guess, my assumption would be, in the water, they know they are supreme. There are very few animals in our environment that could pose a threat. We are probably the biggest threat with vehicles and chopping down areas and fishing. Probably the biggest threat to her. Wild animals, there's no threat. There's no competition for her in the wild. So she doesn't have much to fear in the water. So she's calm. She knows she's in control. And that she can get away quickly if need be. On land, she is pretty... I don't want to say she's helpless, but she's far from helpless. But she's out of her element. She's much slower. She can't move across the ground as fast to get away from a predator. And I think that puts them at edge, and they become very, very defensive. So again, you never want to approach an animal like this, especially this size, in the wild. Just avoid them. If you see one in distress, you know, do your best to, you know, contact someone that can better assist the animal. If you're concerned with it, you know, going over into the street, you could take a long stick, something about 3 feet or longer, and you could gently tap her towards, you know, a safer area. Try and direct them back towards the water, or, you know, to the, you know, safe side of the street. Smaller species, you could try something like put a trash can over them until someone can come to retrieve the animal, just so that they don't wander off anywhere. But you know, generally speaking, you don't want to handle them too much. This one's a female. Most likely, we believe she's ventured out of her home waterway, search for somewhere to lay her eggs. It is their breeding season, pretty much between now and November. So, most likely what she was doing, but she picked a really bad area to do it in. So we're going to take her. We've spoken with a couple area, you know, animal welfare groups, Popcorn Park Zoo, and wonderful Harriet Foster, who manages Turtle Rescue, and helped me locate a suitable replacement environment for her. So, you know, without too much more stress to her, we're gonna load her up, and we're gonna get going. And some video of us releasing her back into her new home. All right, thank you.